Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon. I feel very honored to speak to you here today. It's an important day, it's a sad day, this anniversary. Anniversaries normally are joyful days, this one is not. And High Representative Borrell said a few days ago, these days history is accelerating. He did not only mean the increase of threat and the increase of pressure coming from the Russian Federation on Ukraine, he meant also the increasing number of voices for peace. Excellency, you mentioned peace just at the end of your presentation. Yes, and we hear indeed calls for peace. We hear them from the UN, we hear them from the US, we hear them from all EU member states, but we do not hear them from the Russian Federation, and in particular we do not hear them from Mr. Putin. So our common endeavor as European Union, together with Ukraine, is that we want peace, yes, and peace based on diplomacy, and on that pace and in that regard we even agree with the Pakistani government, because we are in Pakistan, and it is good to know that this willingness is also present here in that country. But it has to be seen which peace it will be. And for us, and I'm sure Mr. Borrell will repeat this in New York these days, it is peace that is based on the international rules-based order. This sounds like a very technical term, but it isn't. International rules are rules we have given to ourselves. International rules are rules we accept, and these rules provide for mechanisms as one of the parties to the rules does not accept them anymore or misrespects them. And that leads to sanctions. And the European Union is currently discussing the 10th package of sanctions. My God, we have never had so many sanctions against one single country in the history of the European Union, which explains to you the necessity of doing this. Yes, and it is also a reality that the sanctions have an effect. Obviously, Moscow will deny this, yes, but there is an effect. There is an effect on the trade, there is an effect on the public budget in Russia, there is an effect on the social fabric in Russia. People start questioning, is that the right move? So we want to work together with all our partners on international rules-based order and on a peace that is, based on this. Against all the sad elements that we have mentioned, and you mentioned in particular, and that you will also see at the exhibition outside, the European Union is an organization that never gives up. We always advocate for optimism, for perspectives. And in that regard, we are very, very glad of all the signals our political leadership has given recently to Ukraine by saying, you are for us a new member state in the future. We open enlargement processes. And yes, and enlargement seems to be something, again, very bureaucratic, very technical.